It's the first game after the All-Star break, and one of these two teams, the Lima Locos, is in firm control of its own destiny. Tied for first place in the North Division with a 20-11 record. The St. Clair Green Giants are 21-12. On the other side of things, the Lake Erie Monarchs, a desperate team, 3.5 games back of the final playoff spot, which is currently held by the Saginaw Sugar Beets. And with just 10 games remaining in this season, the Monarchs will have a steep climb to try and keep their playoff hopes alive. Hello and welcome everyone to Flat Rock Field here in Flat Rock, Michigan. This is Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. I am Kevin Peel. Thanks so much for tuning in to this broadcast here tonight. The Lake Erie Monarchs, they enter this game at 14-17, while the Lima Locos are 20-11, as I just mentioned. And it should be quite a fascinating matchup. These two teams split a doubleheader, which was played last month at Simmons Field in Lima. And now better weather seems to be in the forecast for this series, which hopefully will take place over 2 days instead of just one. We have pristine weather for tonight's game, and we're looking forward to the contest. The Lima Locos, their starting lineup will go as follows. Anthony Amicangelo, Michael Diffley, Cade Beloso, the top three. Brad Croy, Tyler Simon, John Privatera, the middle three. Daniel Sears, Nathan Fancher, and Jackson Shirley, the bottom three for the Lima Locos. And they will be opposing left-handed pitcher Jonathan Fincher, who gets the ball tonight for the Monarchs out of Louisiana Tech University. Should be a great contest here tonight. Of course, the All-Star break was just on Tuesday, 2 days ago. 4 Monarchs participated, 10 for the Lima Locos were able to head on down to Mason, Ohio's Prasco Park to take part in the festivities. But now it's back to the final stretch of the season, and it's going to be intriguing to see how it all plans out. Fincher is warmed up. He's ready to go. Anthony Amicangelo is getting ready to step into the batter's box, and we are almost set for baseball here on a pristine night for baseball at Flat Rock Field. Monarchs getting ready to play game number 32 of the season of 41 total. Amicangelo's in. The first pitch from Fincher is a strike one over the outside corner. And we are underway at 7:15 tonight. 10 minutes delayed this evening on a perfect night for baseball. 0-1, and it misses down low. A ball and a strike to Amicangelo. Amicangelo from Johnson County Community College, a sophomore from Bremerton, Washington. And the pitch over the outside corner. A ball and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting Amicangelo, who has a .405 average, his 24th game he has appeared in, 1 homer and 9 RBIs. 1-2, bounces in. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Amicangelo. Amicangelo's 32 for 79 at the plate, has scored 20 runs. Part of an offense that's put 223 on the board this year and is averaging 291. Amicangelo rung up for strike 3 over the inner half. And that's the initial out here in the top of the first for Jonathan Fincher. That'll bring up Michael Diffley. Gets the start at third today, another right-handed batter for the Lima Locos. Diffley, third on the team in average, and has appeared in the second most games for this Locos team. This is his 30th. Ball outside, 1-0 from Fincher. Diffley, swatting .349 as a homer and 17 runs batted in. He's also scored 27 runs this year, which is a team high. Check swing and a foul ball hit towards the first base dugout. 1 ball and 1 strike. Diffley from Arizona Christian University, upcoming senior, tries to bunt and will foul it off at home. A ball and 2 strikes. Diffley is 6 foot, 185 pounds. Upcoming senior from Chula Vista, California. And Arizona Christian, a familiar school to Jared Gaynor. That's where he is the pitching coach. He is also the first-year manager for the Lima Locos. 1-2 from Fincher is a soft liner falling fast into right center field for a base hit. And the Locos get their first knock here in the top of the first inning on a ball hit to right center. 1 out and a man on for the Locos in a scoreless game, and that brings up Cade Beloso. Starting first baseman from Louisiana State, a.k.a. LSU. Freshman, upcoming, from River Ridge, Louisiana. 6 foot, 220 pounds. Lefty-lefty matchup. Fincher delivers another liner, this one the opposite way, and a big
the shortstop, number 11, Tyler Simon, number 11.
And welcome back, everyone, to Flat Rock Field, where Lima has just taken a 1-0 lead. The Locos getting an RBI single a moment ago from Brad Croy. And strike one called to Tyler Simon, who's the starting shortstop today for the Locos. 3 straight hits for Lima to plate a run here in this game. Had a little technical difficulties there with our sound. Our apologies. We're back up and running. Video did not go down, so you're able to watch the events. 1-1 now to Tyler Simon. Starting shortstop from Kennesaw State. Upcoming freshman from Albany, Georgia. Hitting .250 with 3 homers and 12 RBIs this year. And the 1-1. As a ground ball hit to third. Balgard Fields throws to second for 1. Throw to first. Double play. 5-4-3. Textbook double play to get Tyler Simon and Jonathan Fincher out of the jam, but they do not get out of it unscathed as Lima gets on the board courtesy of a Brad Croy RBI single. And through a half inning, it's Lima 1 and the Monarchs nothing. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball. Caleb Balgard leads things off here in the bottom of the first for the Monarchs. They're trailing by a score of 1-0. Starting pitcher Tyler Miller out there, a tall righty, delivers his first pitch, and it's high and tight, ball one to Balgard, who gets the start at third base tonight, does the Indiana Hoosier. Balgard, the leading batting average on this Monarchs team. 1-0 is a liner towards center field, dropping for a base hit. Takes just 2 pitches for the Monarchs to get on the board in the hit column. A single by Balgard, as he increases that .367 batting average. He also has 5 homers and 18 RBIs. A very notable snub from the All-Star team, I would say, with his efforts, especially down the stretch of that first half before the All-Star break. And now Will Prater swings and pops one to left field. Croy maneuvering towards the line, and he'll put it away for out number 1. Back to first goes Caleb Balgard. 1 pitch, 1 out there. So the defense today for the Lima Locos, Croy in left, Amicangelo in center, Shirley's in right, Diffley at third, Simon at short, Privatera at second, Beloso is the first baseman, Miller and Sears the battery, with Sears doing the catching. Here comes Alex Lambo, Loyola Marymount product, swatting .289 with 2 homers and 15 runs batted in. The man at first is Caleb Balgard for the Monarchs. Miller's pitch is a ground ball hit towards second, could be 2. Simon to second for 1. Privatera's throw to first, not quite in time. Lambo was able to beat it out. Fielder's choice keeps the inning alive for the Monarchs, and Balgard's out 6-4, trying to get to second base. Lambo replaces Balgard. 2 outs, make it bottom 1, and it's currently 1-0 Lima Locos. Batter is Robert Bell, designated hitter for the Monarchs. Switch hitter, batting from the left side, .312 average, 3 homers, 17 driven in. Swings and pops one up left of home. That'll get foul out of play onto the main walkway into Flat Rock Community Fields. No balls and a strike. We mentioned a couple times, pristine night for baseball at 77 degrees. At almost 7:30. Sunny conditions, east-southeast winds at 6, so they're light and going towards the left field corner. Ball outside, even up the count 1-1 on Robert Bell, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcat. Florida boy. Miller comes set and delivers the 1-1. That one lined back to the screen. Foul hit hard by Bell. Ball and 2 strikes. And not a cloud in the sky tonight. If you see one, they're very light and wispy. Our position behind home plate, we are in the shade. Some of the trees near the walkway. 1-2. And that drilled Robert Bell near the knee area. Well, it sounded like it hit some meat of the leg, so that's the good news. But Tyler Miller will drill a batter and keep the bottom of the first inning going. Monarchs down 1-0. And that will allow Jake Goodrow to bat. Number 5 man in the order, hitting .204, 2 homers, 7 RBIs. He is a Boston College Eagle. Quick mound visit between Miller and Sears, just to get back on the same page. With decent speed at second in the form of Alex Lambo, and not too bad speed at first. And Robert Bell. Goodrow waves and misses. Strike 1. Goodrow gets the start as the first baseman today for the Monarchs, who are 6 back of the Locos entering play today. 0-1 popped up. Dead center of the infield, now drifting into shallow left. Simon was twirling, and then Croy called him off, made the catch in shallow left field for the final out in what is a scoreless bottom of the first for the Monarchs. They get a leadoff single, but they leave 2 men on. And at the end of 1, Lima leads Lake Erie 1-0. This is your home for Lake Erie Monarchs baseball. 6, 7, and 8 in the order for the Lima Locos as the second inning is set to begin. And Lima with the early 1-0 lead. John Privatera, Daniel Sears, and Nathan Fancher are due up in the inning. Pitch to Privatera, line drive to right, and that will fall for a base hit. Moving towards the line is Keegan Watson to cut it off. Fourth hit already allowed by Jonathan Fincher here tonight. But he has allowed just one run so far on the scoreboard. Lima does get their initial man on here in the top of the second. And I'll bring up Daniel Sears. Sears, the starting catcher tonight. Hitting .321, 2 homers, and 16 RBIs for Sears. Right-handed batter against the lefty Fincher. He comes home. And that pitch tails inside, ball 1. Lima in the blue and orange jerseys. Locos as in locomotives. So Locos for short. They have the gray slacks. Almost Florida Gator-like colors with the blue and orange. Drawing a throw over there to first is John Privatera. And he's back in safely. Locos as well have blue caps that they are donning tonight. Monarchs in the traditional home whites with the navy blue pinstripes. 1-0, and swinging at a high fastball is Sears, even up the count 1-1. Tri-colored caps for the Monarchs with green on the back and a Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League logo. Navy blue on the side, white on the front with the Monarch head logo, and a blue lid. Break even from Fincher, and foul tipped into the mitt by Sears, strike 2. Monarchs also have the stirrups that are green in color. Navy blue stripe. 2 white stripes surround above and below that navy blue stripe. And Fincher will sling one over to first. Back in standing is Privatera. Locos have orange lettering on the back. Their numbers. I should say orange numbers on the back. As that one's fouled away by Sears to stay alive. A ball and 2 strikes. They have a gray color Lima on the front, which is an orange stripe right across their chest. And that's where they have the gray Lima and Lima Locos. And as the gray kind of winds underneath that orange stripe, they have Locos in orange. 1-2, fastball high and away. Didn't appear to be a pitch out, but it could have been. Even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1-0 game here in the second. And a man at first for the Locos. They already have 4 hits to the first 6 batters of the game. 2-2. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Daniel Sears punched out of there. And that's the first out here in the top of the second. But the Locos ahead a run. That brings up the DH Nathan Fancher. Will bat on the left side, a .212 average, a homer and 6 runs batted in. Lefty-lefty matchup. And the pitch from Fincher skips in for a ball. Griffin Mazer is able to stop that one up nicely, 1-0. Going through the Monarchs defensively, Schwarzenberger, O'Laughlin, Watson, left to right in the outfield. Balgard and Lambeau guard the left side of the infield at third and short. Prater and Gaudreau, the right side at second and first. Fincher and Mazer, the battery today. And another throw to check Privatera. Is back in safely. Privatera has stirrups of his own. Predominantly blue with white and orange stripes, orange socks underneath. 1-0 is outside. Privatera takes off, throw down, and he is out of there. Caught stealing. Nice tag applied by Prater. And the count now 1-1 against the batter Nathan Fancher. Bases are empty, though, in a 1-0 game. Pitch High and tight. And it's a 3-0 count now on Nathan Fancher. Umpires for tonight's game, Larry Bilarocki calling the balls and strikes behind home. Fastball gets over for strike one. And Mark Hannawald is the base umpire. He's right now back behind first base with the sacks empty. 3-1 over the onside corner. And Fancher goes from 3-0 to 3-2 here in the top of the second. 1-0 Locos. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Consecutive strikeouts for Jonathan Fincher, who allows a leadoff single, but ultimately no runs, and Privatera gets gunned down trying to steal. Through an inning and a half, Locos lead the Monarchs 1-0 here at Flat Rock Field. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Lake Erie Monarchs baseball on the air here tonight. 1-0. Monarchs trailing the Lima Locos, who are visiting town for a 2-game series. Tyler Miller back to work for Lima against Casey O'Loughlin, Griffin Mazer, and Keegan Watson. 6, 7, and 8 in the order. O'Loughlin, a left-handed batter against the righty Tyler Miller. And he deals the first pitch, a fastball that he nearly spikes. It's low and away for ball one. Casey O'Loughlin hitting .259 as a homer and 10 RBIs this year for the Monarchs. 1-0 in on the hands. It's a pop-up down the right field line, dropping for a fair ball. O'Loughlin thought about going two, but will stop there with just a single. Blooped one down the right field line. Good piece of hitting for O'Loughlin, and the Monarchs pick up their second hit. They have led off each of the first 2 innings now with a base knock. See if they can capitalize this time down a run. Here's Griffin Mazer, starting catcher tonight from UC Irvine. Miller will deliver low for ball one. Griffin Mazer hitting .250, 2 homers, 8 RBIs. An alternate catcher for the Monarchs at the All-Star game. One of 4 Monarchs to make it. 1-0. And Mazer will nail one back to the screen behind home. A ball and a strike. Tyler Miller, the starting pitcher from Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Down in Corpus Christi, Texas. 6'7", 205 pounds. He is a Houston boy. An upcoming redshirt freshman at A&M Corpus Christi. 1-1 low and away. 2 balls and a strike on the catcher, Griffin Mazer. Tyler Miller has a 2-1 record with a 6.45 ERA. Pitching in his 8th game and making his 7th start. 2-1 fouled off to the right of home by Mazer in the air, 2-2. Miller has thrown 30 2/3 innings coming in. Has struck out 27, allowing 12 walks and 41 hits in those nearly 31 innings. Miller with a look towards first and the 2-2. Mazer, a pop-up towards right center field. And McAngelo and Shirley moving towards it. It will be Shirley, the right fielder, who reaches up and makes the one-handed grab. Back to first goes O'Laughlin. One down here in the bottom half of the second. Monarchs trailing 1-0. Here's Keegan Watson. Getting the start in right field tonight is Keegan Watson from the University of Nebraska. Keegan is 6'3", 200 pounds, a sophomore from Fountaintown, Indiana. And the pitch is low and away. Runner taking off. O'Laughlin is safe with a stolen base at second. O'Laughlin able to successfully swipe his 5th base of the season and has caught now just once this year. Man quickly moves into scoring position and a 1-0 count on a Watson, who now swings and lines one towards right. Jackson Shirley moving under it. Puts it away. 2 outs in the inning. Staying at second is Casey O'Laughlin. Monarchs down 1-0 in the home half of the second inning. Zach Schwarzenberger will bat. 244 average, no homers, 5 RBIs. University of Toledo Rocket. Switch hitter. And he swings at the first pitch, and an air ball hit to center field. And McAngelo coming in, reaches up, two-handed catch, made out number 3. And that's all in the bottom of the second for the Monarchs, who once again get a leadoff single. O'Laughlin steals a base, but nothing doing. We're through 2, Lima 1, Lake Erie nothing. This is your home for Lake Erie Monarchs baseball. Bottom, then the top of the Lima order will come up here in the third. 1-0 Locos leading the Monarchs. Jackson Shirley, the right fielder, hitting on the right side against Jonathan Fincher. Fastball low and in, ball 1. Shirley swatting .255, 2 homers, 9 driven in for the Locos this year. 1-0 as a fastball lined over the head of the leaping Caleb Balgard down the left field line. It will be just a single. As Jackson Shirley took a big turn at first base. Decides to stop there. Hit number 5 for the Lima Locos through 2+ innings here at Flat Rock Field. Monarchs have 7 of their last 10 games at home as the top of the order. And McAngelo back in the batter's box. Fastball well outside, ball 1. And McAngelo was rung up by Jonathan Fincher his first time up. Righty batter against the lefty pitcher. 1-0. Fastball just below knee high. 2-0. Jonathan Fincher from Louisiana Tech, as I was mentioning, 6'3", 245 pounds, upcoming sophomore at La Tech. 2-0 is hit on the ground over to short. Stepping on the bag for 1 is Lambo, throws to first, and that's a 6-3 double play. Hit right towards the bag Lambeau able to do it himself.
29, Michael Diffley.
Well, of course, Gaudreau was able to make the catch on the throw to first, but nonetheless, Lambeau with the 6-3 double play, that quickly erases the leadoff single for the Locos here in the third. 1-0 game. And now Michael Diffley steps in. He singled in the first and would later score. First pitch swinging, air ball hit foul to the right of home. And back behind the dugout, no balls and a strike on Diffley. Diffley picks up some dirt from the batter's area. Grips the bat barehanded. 0-1 curveball at the knees and over the outside edge for strike two. You can hear that wind picking up ever so slightly. Gusts over 10 miles an hour at times tonight. 0-2 fastball outside from Fincher, 1-2. Fincher making his fourth start and his ninth appearance. 1-1 record, 6.75 ERA, 26 2/3 innings pitched. Nice strikeout to walk ratio as Diffley swings, and it's a deep flying ball towards center, although it's holding up in the breeze. O'Loughlin coasting over, makes the catch, and that's the final out here in the third. A leadoff single. We've seen a lot of those in this game, but again, for Lima, nothing happens. Middle of the third, Lima 1, Lake Erie nothing. This is your home for Monarchs baseball. Looking to connect with your favorite baseball team? Head on over to LakeErieMonarchs.com, your home for game stories, stats, upcoming schedule, roster, and more. You can find it at LakeErieMonarchs.com. Also, follow the Monarchs on Twitter at GLL_Monarchs and on Facebook, Lake Erie Monarchs. Monarchs down a run, 1-0 as the bottom of the third will begin with the top of the order against Tyler Miller, who has allowed just 2 hits but no runs through the first 2 innings. Caleb Balgard will look at ball 1. Maybe a bit low, 1-0. Balgard singled to lead off the bottom of the first, but would later be retired in a double play. Another pitch below the zone, 2 balls and no strikes. Sun setting in the west on a beautiful Thursday evening for baseball. 2-0. Fastball over the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Tyler Miller will deal. And it's inside. 3 balls and a strike on Balgard. I wonder if Miller grew up an Astros fan. 3-1 high and away, ball 4. And Balgard will coax a walk out of Miller. That's his first walk that he's allowed today, along with a hit batsman and 2 singles. Again, the leadoff man on for the Monarchs in the third, down 1-0. And here's Will Prater. Fly out to left on 1 pitch, his first time up. Of course, the Astros, a much better team over the past couple years, have grown that farm system. Fastball at the knees, outside corner. No balls and a strike to Prater from Western Carolina is Will Prater. But boy, 5-6 years ago, it was tough times to be an Astros fan. Below 50 wins. 0-1 trying to slap a bunt, does so down the left field line. Sears turns and airmails the throw towards first. Heading to third base is Balgard. He's not slowing down. He's coming home. Prater's on his way to third, and Balgard will score to tie the game. Well done by Will Prater to surprise everyone. Puts a bunt down. Legs it out for an infield single, and then the throwing error is a two-base error, allowing both runners to move up 2 bases. Prater all the way to third, and Balgard crosses home to tie it at 1 here in the bottom of the third. Error going to the catcher. I wonder if he should have just put that one in his back pocket. Now Lambo with a pop-up down the right field line. That's a fair ball, and that will give the Monarchs the lead. Alex Lambo with an RBI single, able to drive in a run, and the Monarchs take a 2-1 lead, their first lead of the night. RBI 16 for Alex Lambo, who just dropped a pop-up right down inside the right field line. Wow. Just like that, leadoff walk, and then a bunt single and an error. Leads to Prater getting all the way to third. And now, an RBI single. Now Robert Bell has strike 1 on him. He was hit by a pitch back in the first. Monarchs finally putting together a nice run here in this inning after getting men on base to start off the first 2 innings. Foul ball hit by Robert Bell. No balls and 2 strikes. And if that throwing error doesn't happen, it's a tie game. And runners at first and second. Ball outside, 1-2 to Robert Bell. A worst case scenario could even be bases loaded at this point. Instead of a 2-1 Monarchs lead, they'll take it though. Needing wins are the Monarchs. And here's a ground ball hit to first. It's bobbled by Beloso. He will flip to Miller, who goes to the bag, and that will be the first out here in the bottom of the third. Nice job by Beloso, just calmly knocking the baseball down. Runner Lambo goes up to second on the play. And just a simple ground out. So here comes Jake Goodrow. Flew out to left to end the bottom of the first inning, did Goodrow. 1 out here in the third, 2-1 Monarchs. Goodrow comes up hacking, swings and misses for strike 1. Tyler Miller, that last start of his came back on the 13th, which was last Friday. 0-1, and a high strike, also over the outside edge. No balls and 2 strikes. It was not the finest effort for Tyler Miller, and really enhanced his numbers. He has struggled of late. 0-2 fastball rung up, strike 3. That was a great pitch, well located, no chance for Goodrow as he goes down on the fastball. 2 outs, bottom 3, 2-1 Monarchs have their first lead of the game. And the batter is Casey O'Laughlin, who had a bloop single in the second. He also stole a base. O'Laughlin in on the left side against the righty Miller. The pitch. Fastball low and in. Nice job by Sears to keep it in front of him. Through his first 13 2/3 innings, 3 appearances of the year for Tyler Miller, he allowed just 4 earned runs. Fastball outside edge. 2-seamer, 1-1. But things have taken off in a wrong way for him as of late. And he's never thrown over 5 2/3 innings, actually, in a start this year. 1-1. Cut and a miss. Strike 2. So over his last 17 innings, Tyler Miller has permitted 18 runs. And that ERA has gone way up to 6.45. After a good start to the year. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Nope, they're going to say a foul ball, that it was not handled by Sears. Must have gotten a piece of the bat, and Sears couldn't corral it. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. Monarchs being out hit 5-4, but up on the scoreboard by a run. Open stands for O'Laughlin from Northwestern on the left side against the A&M Corpus Christi Islander. 2-seamer tails away, and swinging and missing is O'Laughlin, strike 3. 2 strikeouts consecutively for Miller is only 2 of the ball game, and that's that in the bottom of the 3rd. But the Monarchs do get 2 runs to come in on 2 hits, an error, and they'll leave a man on. We are 1/3 of the way through tonight's contest. 2-1, Monarchs in the lead. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Cade Beloso to lead things off here in the the top of the 4th inning. And the Lima Locos now trailing the Lake Erie Monarchs 2-1. Pitch from Jonathan Fincher. A slider stays high, ball 1. Cade Beloso with a single back in the 1st inning, part of a stretch where the Locos had 3 straight hits and got a run in, their only run of the game. Fastball outside, 2 balls and no strikes on Beloso. And now this one popped up, left of home. Balgard investigating, and he'll watch it sail out of play. 2-1 the count. Lima Locos coming into Flat Rock after the All-Star break, although many of the players were in Mason, 10 of them on Tuesday. 2-1 bounces in, and Fincher well behind 3-1. But they come in after sweeping the Grand Lake Mariners, who have fallen into quite a rough stretch. 3-1, fastball low and in, ball 4. Leadoff walk allowed by Jonathan Fincher. First walk of the game for him. And that's how the bottom of the 3rd inning began as well. The walk to Balgarty would come in to score. Monarchs 2, Locos 1, top 4. Brad Croy will bat. RBI single for Brad Croy in the 1st inning. And Croy swings, hits a deep fly ball to right. Watson sees it holding up in the breeze just short of the warning track. Puts it away. Out number 1 here in the 4th. Brad Croy from Bowling Green State University. Swinging a hot bat, average well over 400 at this point in the season. Can pitch and can really hit for this Locos team. But he's retired for the first time tonight. Here's Tyler Simon, who grounded into a twin killing to end the 1st. Pitch to him. Tries to bunt. Fastball outside. Throw down to 1st from Griffin Mazer. And it was a 1 bouncer into Goudreau, who fielded it off the bag. Ball 1. Right-handed hitter back in the box. 1-0. And a chopper hit off the fencing of the 3rd base dugout. Evens up the count at a ball and a strike. Jonathan Fincher's last performance, not so good. And he, too, kind of like Tyler Miller, struggling, at least as of late. Toss over to first just to check the runner. In the game played last Saturday in Adrian against the Irish Hills Leprechauns, Jonathan Fincher got the ball and the loss. 1-1, ground ball smacked to short. Lambeau flips to second for one. Throw to first. Prater will throw him out. Double play. Rough start to the game for Tyler Simon, who is grounded into 2 double plays, and both of them have ended innings. So a nice inning for Jonathan Fincher once again, and it takes him just 9 pitches to do so. Middle of the 4th inning here in Flat Rock. 2-1 Monarchs. This is your home for Lake Erie Monarchs baseball. Griffin Mazer to lead off the Monarchs attack in the home half of the 4th. Lake Erie leads Lima 2-1. A battle of North Division foes, with each of these teams taking one in the first series. Griffin Mazer looks at strike one from Tyler Miller. Mazer flew out to right center back in the 2nd inning, so he's 0 for 1 tonight. 0-1 on the way. And nailed back to the screen on the line. Evens up the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Appears our camera held up nicely there, situated right behind home plate, so it sometimes takes a beating. 0-2. And a slider goes well away from the zone, skips past Sears into the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Both finals in Lima were 3-2. Fastball low. Even up the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. This was one of the early series of the season. 2-2 is a sinking line drive to second, initially bobbled by Privatera, but he'll throw on to first. That's the opening out here in the bottom of the 4th. Really was a tough bounce for Privatera. Great focus to keep it on the infield in front of him and get the out. Here's Keegan Watson 0 for 1 with a line out to right. Miller's pitch blowing in. Ball 1. Lima Locos walked off with the victory in the nightcap on a Wednesday night. 1-0 curveball in for strike 1. That was a start to the season for the Monarchs where they were supposed to play 3 Tuesday games on the road to start the year. Pitch. And a check swing will go foul right near the on-deck circle where Zach Schwarzenberger is residing. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Monarchs went 0 for 3 trying to play those games. 1-2. Fastball off the outside corner and a touch low. Even count at 2. Couldn't get the games in. Rain affected each of those. Break even. Swing and a miss. And Watson swings over the top and in front of a breaking ball. 3 strikeouts for Miller. He has fanned 3 of the last 4 hitters. 2 down, bases empty, bottom 4, 2-1 Lake Erie. Here's Zach Schwarzenberger. 0 for 1 with a fly out here today is Schwarzenberger. Miller able to work from the windup. He really has a lot of pace. The pitch. And Schwarzenberger with a deep fly ball to right field. Shirley backing up, still backing up, and will make the catch on the warning track as he collides softly with the fence. Schwarzenberger put a charge into that one, looking for his first home run of the season. Comes up just a little bit short, and that will do it in the 4th. Monarchs don't score, and they go in order. To the 5th, 2-1. Lake Erie Monarchs in the lead. You're listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Top of the 5th inning, set to commence here in Flat Rock at Flat Rock Field. And the Monarchs lead the Lima Locos by a score of 2-1. Monarchs with 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. And so far, 4 men left on base. John Privatera in the batter's box, and a curveball is low, ball 1 from Jonathan Fincher. Lima Locos with a run on 5 hits, 1 error, and they've left 1 on. 1 out to Privatera, and it hit him in the back. Did not sound comforting. Privatera will reach for the second time. He singled to lead off the second, but was hit, or rather was caught stealing. 2-4. And Jonathan Fincher would face the minimum in that inning. Ever since allowing that run in the first, Jonathan Fincher has faced the minimum through his last 3 innings. 2-1 game here in the 5th. The batter is Daniel Sears, who fanned back in the 2nd inning. Lefty Fincher comes home. Fastball upstairs. Ball 1. Already getting to be that time to take a look at the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League scoreboard. Already 1 final from earlier on today, which affects the top of the South Division. 1-0 fastball skips in, now away from Mazer. Wild pitch will enable Privatera to jog over to second base on the wild pitch. First wild pitch of the game. 2-1 game. 2-0 count on Daniel Sears. Nobody out here in the 5th. Cincinnati Steam getting a win over the Galleon Graders today, 7-2. Game was done before the start of this contest. 2-0 foul tipped in and out of the mitt of Mazer, strike 1. So the Cincinnati Steam improved to 24-9. They are a full game ahead of the Southern Ohio Copperheads, 2 up in the win column, While Galleon, who's currently in third place, now falls to just a game and a half ahead of the Hamilton Joes for the final playoff spot in the South. 2-0 on the ground. Diving play made by Balgard to keep it on the infield. Throws from the seat of his pants and will not be able to get it in time. Having to stay put at second base, though, is Privatera. Infield single for Daniel Sears. Great effort, though, by Caleb Balgard just to keep it on the infield and keep that runner put at second base. But a rally brewing right now for Lima. Down 2-1 in the fifth. Here's Nathan Fancher, who K'd in the second. Lefty-lefty matchup. Bunt shown. Fastball off the corner away. Ball one. Now we look at several games that are in action. And many of them approaching the middle stages of the contest. 1-0. Bunt put down. Foul. Well left of the third base line. Ball and a strike. Top of the third inning in Muskegon. And the Clippers are in front of the Green Giants 2-0. That North Division battle. Another North Division battle going on in Grand Lake. On Salina against Grand Lake. The Irish Hills Leprechauns are facing them 2-1 top 5 in that game. Just like we are here in Flat Rock. Long look towards second. Fincher comes home and Fancher fouls it away. Ball and 2 strikes. Southern Ohio Copperheads trying to keep pace with the Cincinnati Steam. They're well ahead of their South Division foe. Licking County Settlers 8-0 in the second. Saginaw Sugar Beets and Xenia Scouts, a North versus South clash. Everyone paying close attention to this one. 1-2, swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt. Strike 3, Fancher's out automatically as there was base runners on in front of him. Fancher, 2 strikeouts in the game for him already. And Fincher has 4 Ks on the mound. Monarchs 2, Locos 1. That's the score here in the top of the fifth. Number 9 man in the order, Jackson Shirley, steps in. Shirley singled in the third. Pitch to him. Inside out swing. A pop-up well out of play. First base side. No balls and a strike. Xenia Scouts leading the Saginaw Sugar Beets 2-1, although that game's very early. Bottom of the third. Richmond Jazz and Hamilton Joe is also going at it tonight. Fastball swing and a miss. Shirley couldn't catch up. 0-2. 3-3 game in Hamilton. Monarchs currently 2.5, make it 3.5 games back of Saginaw. Saginaw is 2.5 back of Lima entering play today. 0-2, wave and a miss. 3-pitch strikeout for Fincher. He has 5 putouts via the K here today. Back to the top of the order for Lima. Runners at first and second in the fifth. 2-1 game. Anthony Amicangelo will bat. Amicangelo was rung up in the first and grounded into a 6-3 double play in the third. 0-for-2 start in the leadoff spot for Amicangelo. And there's a cut and a miss. Strike 1. So that's your look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll keep you updated if we see anything interesting. Monarchs with a win and a Sugar Beets loss would be within 2.5 of Saginaw. 0-1. Curveball grounded to the right side to second. Tough hop for Prater, but he needs just 1 out. Tosses on to first to get that. And that's all. So Lima gets the first 2 men of the inning on. A hit batsman and an infield single, but Fincher's able to work out of it, stranding 2. Middle of the fifth, halfway home in Flat Rock, 2-1 Monarchs in front. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Caleb Balgard will start things here in the bottom of the 5th for the Monarchs, top of the order, and their lead is 2-1. Kevin Peel here with you. Appreciate you tuning in on a Thursday night, pristine night for baseball. Caleb Balgard will waste a slider foul on the ground to the right of home. No balls and a strike. Balgard's already been on twice today. He's been busy. Single in the first, walked and scored in the third. And the 0-1 is popped up behind home, heading out of play over our heads. No balls and 2 strikes. Shadows starting to descend inside the third base line. Moving towards the mound where Tyler Miller is currently standing and coming home. Fastball high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Balgard. Lights not on yet, as we are an hour into gameplay now. 1-2 skips in. Even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Balgard. Miller's pitch. Low and in. Full count. Yeah, you look at the Monarchs' track and what they have to do to get back into the thick of things. Obviously, they're up against it. Just 10 games remaining in the regular season. Pitch to Balgard. Put in the air, in play, towards the first base side. And Beloso, looking up into the sky, will make the one-handed catch. A high pop-up. It's caught just inside the line and behind the first base bag. 1 up, 1 down in the 5th for the Monarchs as Balgard's retired for the first time tonight. Here's Will Prater. Fly out and a bunt single for Prater today. And he would also be the recipient of a 2-base error. Prater swings right away. He's been busy hacking at the plate. Has seen now just 4 pitches through 2+ at-bats. Foul ball to the left of home. Miller delivers. High and away. Even count, a ball and a strike. Tyler Miller is one of a couple pitchers from Texas A&M Corpus Christi on this roster. 1-1. Makes it 2 balls and a strike. Alex Ayala also is from Corpus Christi and plays baseball for his hometown school. Prater fouls one behind home that gets stuck in the fencing, and thus will bring Alex Lambo over to investigate. And he will grab the baseball. Looked like he was going to climb the fence for a second, but didn't have to, just had to jump up. 2-2 high and away. Full count on Prater. 2 straight full counts to start this inning for Miller, who was in pretty good shape pitch count-wise. 51 through 4 innings. 3-2, high and in ball 4. And the Monarchs rally begins in the 5th as they draw a 1-out walk. Will Prater does. 2-1 Monarchs. Here's Alex Lambo. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the first. Singled home a run in the third to knock in his 16th RBI. Lambo has seemingly settled into this 3-hole in the lineup. It took Tim Brown, first-year skipper, some time to figure out where to slot these guys in, and he's done a good job. Fastball outside corner. Strike 1 to Alex Lambo. Of course, Jordan Nwogu has been a fixture of this lineup, but not in it tonight. Was a part of the All-Star game, went 1 for 2 for the North in a 3-2 loss. Lambo with a fly ball, ripped foul straight behind home. No balls and 2 strikes. But Nwogu was complaining of some stiffness in his back last weekend, in particular on Saturday, and what was eventually a loss to the Leprechauns. 0-2, a little number off the end of the bat will go towards the first base side, 0-2. So definitely not what you want to see. An all-star and one of your most consistent hitters. But Jordan Nwogu, at least for right now, not making the start. 310 average, 4 homers, and 18 RBIs for him. Another 0-2 from Miller. And on the hands, and a 2-seamers fouled away by Lambo, wasting a great pitch. Monarchs have also seen Kelby Weiler go home early due to an injury. Bobby Head from Austin P. Kelby Weiler has a transition, though, coming up. 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. 5 strikes thrown in that at-bat by Miller. 3 foul balls hit by Lambo, and he finally gets the strikeout. 4 strikeouts for Tyler Miller. And here's Robert Bell. All 4 of those strikeouts have come over the last 2 innings. Bell swings through a fastball down the middle, but low in the zone, 0-1. Bell was hit by a pitch in the first, grounded out to first in the third. 0-1 officially. 2 down in the fifth, a man at first, 2-1 Monarchs. 0-1. Well outside. Getting Sears out of his crouch. May have been a pitch out. Monarchs don't have a ton to lose here with Prater at first. Try and get him into scoring position, and then Bell has been consistent. Maybe he can hit him home. Break-even pitch, and Bell jammed, and he hits a foul ball off near the third base grandstands. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Jay Goudreau waiting patiently on deck, hoping for a chance. Larry Bailaraki saying go ahead with the pitch from Miller. Here it is. And a little tapper foul. Into foul ground, third base side. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Bradley Merritt, first year pitching coach for the Monarchs. And also the third base coach was able to scoop that one up and toss it towards the third base dugout. Another 1-2 to the switch-hitting Bell. A slapper foul off the fencing in front of the third base dugout. Getting some cries from his teammates. Nearly friendly fire. So Robert Bell keeps battling. This has not been an easy inning for Miller, despite this being the 4th batter he's faced. 1-2. Runner takes off, swing and a miss. For strike 3, it's not going to matter as Robert Bell goes down. The runner was taking off Will Prater, but the strikeout supersedes that. 2nd K of the inning, 5th of the game for Miller, and the Monarchs are not able to do anything with the 1-out walk, stranding Prater on base. We're through 5. Monarchs 2, Locos 1 at Flat Rock Field. This is your home for Lake Erie Monarchs baseball. Two, 3, and 4 in the Locos order on a beautiful night for baseball. 2-1 Lima trails Lake Erie here at Flat Rock Field. First of 2 in this 2-game set, which will conclude tomorrow, where the Monarchs head to Saginaw. Critical rest of the way for the Monarchs over their last 10 games. Jonathan Fincher throws outside, ball 1 to Michael Diffley, who was singled and flown out this evening. Monarchs have 8 of their last 10 games That's including tonight's fastball well outside from Fincher, 2-0. Against the North Division, they'll finish with the South Division, the Galleon Graders, a team they swept here. 2-0 fastball, outside corner strike, 2-1. But that'll be a home and home with the home game next Saturday, the 28th. 2-1, big cut. Diffley comes up empty, even count at 2. And then on Sunday afternoon in Galleon, Ohio, a 4 o'clock start. Next Sunday, the 29th, with a regular season finale. Back to the screen it goes on a line. Diffley swung hard. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. You see the lights coming on. Not creeping into effect as we're still before 8:30. 2-2, swing and a miss. A fastball that Diffley chased for strike 3. 3 consecutive, 3 of 4 punch-outs, I should say, for Jonathan Fincher now. It's his last 4 outs. 3 of those last 4. He has been spectacular tonight. He has a half a dozen Ks. Fincher taking a deep breath out of the windup, delivers to Cade Beloso. Heater below the zone, ball 1. Beloso has been on twice, a single and a walk. Has not gotten past second. The pitch. And Beloso shatters the bat. A ground ball foul down the first base line is hit. Boy, that really did shatter in half. Part of it going down the first base line in front of Jake Goudreau, and the other in the hands of Cade Beloso. Those bats particularly expensive for these college players still trying to make their way into the professional ranks. 1-1 count on Cade Beloso. One of 7 hitters on this Lima team that has hit over 320 and has played at least 10 games or 30 at-bats on the season. The one with the lowest is Dowdy, the catcher. Break even. And a little ground ball hit foul behind home. Ball and 2 strikes on Cade Beloso. 1 out, bases empty in the 6th. Monarchs by a run. Here's the pitch. Curveball. It's a hanging curveball, and it's banged to center. O'Laughlin retreating. Still short of the warning track. Reaches up to haul it in. Out number 2. Beloso just hit it to the wrong part of the park. Although even if it was hit down the lines, I still don't think it would have been quite enough to leave. First 2 men retired here in the 6th in a 2-1 game. Dimensions of Flat Rock Field, 325 down the left field line. It's just 315 down the right field line. 375 to dead center field. Alleyways near 360. First pitch strike to Brad Croy, 0-1. Croy 1 for 2. RBI knock in the first. Only run Lima has scored. Flew out to deep right in the 4th. Ball below the zone. Level count, 1-1. Monarchs playing Croy straight away. Low and in. Just missing with the fastball was Fincher. 2 balls and a strike. Yeah, Brad Croy appearing in his 23rd game. A homer and 18 RBIs. Swings. Pops one up. I'll get out of play near diamond number 2. Back behind home. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Croy second on the team in RBIs despite playing a few less games, but he'll swing and miss. Strike 3. That's the 7th punch out for Jonathan Fincher, and he just keeps on rolling. He is through 6 strong innings and has allowed just 1 run tonight. Middle of the 6th, Lima trailing Lake Erie 2-1. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Make sure to connect with your Lake Erie Monarchs on social media at GLL_Monarchs and on Facebook, Lake Erie Monarchs. Also visit LakeErieMonarchs.com for the most up-to-date information on your favorite baseball team. Jake Gaudreau swings in front of a changeup, strike one. That's the beginning of the bottom of the sixth. 5, 6, and 7 in the order for the Monarchs. 0-1 and another cut and a miss. 2-strike count on Gaudreau, who's flown out and struck out tonight against Tyler Miller. He's into his 6th inning of work. 0-2, and there's 3 straight whiffs. 2 strikeouts for Jake Gaudreau tonight. First out here in the bottom of the 6th. I mean, what a showcase we've seen from these pitchers tonight. Neither of them giving an inch. Just 10 combined hits through 5.5. Well, a little more than that. Pitch to O'Loughlin. Outside corner, strike one. Single and a strikeout for O'Loughlin tonight. 0-1. And O'Loughlin with a pop-up. Third base side, coming in Diffley, calling for it, will make the catch to the left side of the third base foul line. 2 up, 2 down for the Monarchs in their half of the 6th. Ahead by a run on the scoreboard, 2-1. Here's Griffin Mazer. Fly out and a ground out for Griffin Mazer tonight. Man, this pace has been breakneck. We're almost all the way through 6. Pitch is lined back to the screen, foul. No balls and a strike. That was the 80th pitch now for Tyler Miller tonight. He entered the inning with 74. He's been on a good pace. 0-1, low and away. Ball and a strike. A little bit behind the pace of Fincher, who's still below 80 and has already worked through 6 innings. Break even. Ball low. It had the inside corner, but was down at 2-1. Shadows extending more further towards the mound. Occupied by Miller. Another ball back to the backstop, hit by Griffin Mazer. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Didn't get to hear a lot of the players' experiences over their all-star break, and it wasn't a break for 4 Monarchs. Deuce's wild pitch, and a chopper will roll foul near Bradley Merritt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still the count with 2 down and no one on. 2-1 Monarchs in the 6th. But I heard the exploits of Brad Merritt and Dale Gray in a lot of detail. Dale Gray, of course, the field operations manager here on game nights, also manager of the Leprechauns, and longtime Michigan Monarchs coach. Strike 3, Griffin Mazer rung up. 2nd strikeout of the inning, and 4 of the last 5 that Tyler Miller has faced, he has sent down via the strikeout. Monarchs and the Locos both can't find offense in a scoreless 6th. Let's go to the 7th, shall we? Locos trailing the Monarchs 2-1 at Flat Rock Field. This is your home for Monarchs baseball. Top of the 7th inning brings a new pitcher for the Lake Erie Monarchs. The advantage is 2-1. Evan Floor, another lefty, will appear for the Monarchs here tonight after 6 masterful innings from Jonathan Fincher. He'll deal with Tyler Simon first to Evan Floor. Fastball a little low, ball 1. And Simon's got to be excited to get Fincher out of there. He grounded into 2 double plays against him tonight. 1-0. Fastball again, same spot, down, 2 balls and no strikes. The numbers on Fincher, 76 pitches in 6 innings, faced 22. 7 strikeouts, 1 walk, scattered 6 hits. Now Simon puts one in the air to left field. Schwarzenberger backing up, still backing up, turns at the fence and makes the catch. That ball had him twisting around. Simon put a charge into it. In front of the scoreboard, though, Simon's put out for out number 1. Great job by Schwarzenberger to get back there. Fincher also hit a batter, allowed an earned run through 1 wild pitch. But in line for a W tonight is Fincher. And that'll bring up John Privatera with 1 out in the 7th, no one on. Pitch from Floor, a line drive, diving attempt by Lambo, can't get to it. It's into left field for a single. Privatera has been pesky tonight, 2 singles. He was also hit by a pitch. And he lines one to left for a 1-out single. 7th hit of the night for the Lima Locos. They've had just 1 hit since the 3rd inning. 3 of their 7 hits came in the 1st when they got their only run. Fastball jammed Sears, strike 1. Strikeout and a single for Daniel Sears out of the 7-hole tonight. Jonathan Fincher looking for win number 2 of the season. A 1 from Floor. Downstairs strike over the inside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. Right-handed batter against the lefty pitcher, Evan Floor. Here it comes. Curveball rung him up. That was a beauty for strike 3. 8th strikeout for the Monarchs pitching staff and first for Evan Floor. Runner still at first for Lima, down a run, 2-1. And now there will be a pinch hitter here in the top of the 7th inning. Still trying to dig out the number. Number 21, Malik Spratling.
Number 21, Malik.
He'll be pinch hitting for Nathan Fancher, who struck out twice tonight. And it gives him a different look, a right-handed batter against the lefty, Evan Floor. Pitch on the way. Ball low and in. 1-0. So Malik Spratling becomes the first substitution of the night used by Lima. Spratling, ground ball over to third, and it cannot be fielded by Balgard. It gets past him and into left field. Second hit of the inning. 8 hits now for the Lima Locos, and Spratling does the job. As he grounds one into left field. Up to second goes Privatera. Tying run is at second, and the go-ahead run's at first in the 7th, and an 2-1 game. 8-4 being out hit now are the Lake Erie Monarchs. Here's just Jackson Shirley. He has a knock and a strikeout tonight to Shirley. Evan Floor, 6'3", 195 pounds. Now we're going to get a pinch runner as well for Privatera. That's Justin Wiley, a freshman from Alabama, Birmingham. He is a Birmingham, Alabama boy, and Wiley will pinch run for Privatera at second base. They want that extra speed here in the 7th. So Wiley at second, Spratling at first. Floor deals to Shirley. Fastball outside corner. Strike one. Evan Floor from Michigan State University, also hails from Northville, Michigan. An upcoming senior for the Spartans baseball program. Double taps the right foot. Looks towards second. The 0-1. And swing and a miss over a curveball by Shirley. No balls and 2 strikes. Last appearance for Floor came against the Xenia Scouts last Friday. It was a 12-2 win for the Monarchs. Allowed a hit, struck out 2, faced 4 in a scoreless frame. The 0-2. Shirley a liner towards right. That's a base hit. Wiley's going to get the wave. Watson can't come up with a baseball. It gets beyond him, and that will maybe bring home the go-ahead run, as it will. Spratling will score on the error by Keegan Watson out in right field, and it's a 3-2 ball game now in the 7th. So Wiley will score earned. He would have scored no matter what on the single, but all the way from first, Malik Spratling is able to come in. And a disaster here for the Monarchs as all of a sudden they give up that 2-1 lead, and it's 3-2 in the 7th. Now back to the top of the order. Anthony Amicangelo. Ball low and away. It skips to the backstop. A wild pitch will enable Jackson Shirley to move up to third base. Killer throwing error. Rather, fielding error by Keegan Watson. First error of the night for the Monarchs. Does not come in a good time. And a foul ball hit by Amicangelo. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 ground outs and a strikeout for Amicangelo tonight. And unfortunately for the Monarchs, this means, well, for Fincher, that he cannot get a win now tonight, despite a masterful performance. 1-1. And hit hard. Foul on a line. Down the right field line, out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 10 hits now for Lima. So they have 3 in the inning. Nope, make that 9. Swing and a miss. Amicangelo strikes out. That will do it in the 7th, but the Monarchs allow a couple runs. RBI single for Jackson Shirley, and then a fielding error by Keegan Watson allows the go-ahead run to come in. Lima leads it 3-2, heading to the bottom of the 7th. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Keegan Watson to lead things off. He'll try and redeem himself a bit. A huge error, allowing a run to come in, the go-ahead run. 3-2 Lima in the lead. Fastball high and outside, ball 1 to Keegan, who was lined out and struck out tonight on what was a single hit to the outfield by Jackson Shirley. 1-0, swing and a miss. Even counted 1-1. He was trying to field the baseball and throw home to get the pinch runner, Justin Wiley. And the 1-1's low. 2-1 count on Keegan Watson. Justin Wiley, by the way, is in at second base, replacing Privatera, who he pinch ran for. 2-1 comes in and hits the batter. So Keegan Watson will trot on down to first base, leadoff man on. Tyler Miller has hit 2 tonight.
From the University of Toledo, the left fielder, number 7, Zach Schwarzenberger.
Malik Spratling, we would assume, would stay in as the designated hitter after he pinch hit for Nathan Fancher last inning. So here's Zach Schwarzenberger. Fastball swing and a miss. Blew it by him. 0-1. 2 flyouts for Schwarzenberger tonight. 3-2 Lima, bottom 7. They're out hitting the Monarchs 9-4. 0-1. And skips in, and now between the legs of Sears, and Keegan Watson will move up 90 feet. We'll say wild pitch. Should be the first wild pitch of the night for Miller. Switch hitting Schwarzenberger. Swings and misses at a 2-seamer, which was diving away from him. A ball and 2 strikes. Most of the field now is in shadows except for a little part of right field. Jackson Shirley still in the setting sun. 1-2, tipped into the mitt, strike 3. Schwarzenberger out of there. Runner still at second. 3-2, Monarchs down in the 7th. And they're looking for a timely hit from their best hitter, Caleb Balgard. Balgard has been on twice tonight. Single in the first, walked and scored in the third, popped out in the 5th. Right-handed hitter from Indiana. Will look to deliver. Sky-high fastball from Miller, ball 1. So Miller out here to try and get through 7. It was almost a bit surprising with how dominant Fincher was that he did not get the opportunity to come out for the 7th. Although it could have been pitch count as much as anything. He was at 76. 1-0. And Balgard with a chopper foul to the right of Bradley Merritt, the third base coach for the Monarchs, who's hoping for an opportunity to send his runner, Keegan Watson, home from second. Balgard settling back in on the right side. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, blew it by him. Balgard couldn't catch up, a ball and 2 strikes. We mentioned Tyler Miller had not thrown more than 5 2/3 innings. Well, he's at 6 1/3 now, looking for more. 1-2 over the fencing, foul, straight back. Still 1-2 on Balgard. And Miller's almost to 100. Pitch number 98 is on the way. And it's a chase pitch, swing and a miss. Balgard down on strikes. Now the runner thought about going for third. Keegan Watson has to hurry back, and he's safe. They completed the strikeout 2-3 to Balgard. Watson stays put at second, but he was slow getting back, so he was almost thrown out, and it almost turned into a double play. But instead, the tying run remains at second base. Monarchs down 3-2 here in the 7th. Monarchs got to find a way to win this game tonight, especially after the way Fincher pitched, having the lead for over 3 innings of action tonight throughout the middle innings. Prater in the batter's box. Pitch misses down, ball 1. Prater 1 for 2 with a walk. He had a bunt single in the 3rd, advanced on a 2-base error. on a throwing miscue by Sears, the catcher. His first at bat of the night flew out on one pitch to left. Now Prater's trying to be clutch for the Monarchs. In a close game, 3-2 in the 7th. Miller's pitch. And it's lined foul, heading towards diamond 4. Which is occupied by some players now. Came in after our game started here tonight. So a busy night at the ballpark. 1-1 on Will Prater. The pitch, a two-seamer, strike 2 called. Outside corner at the knees. He must have thought it was outside. He was frustrated after the strike. Setting up outside. 1-2, and they rung him up. Strike 3. Prater cannot believe it. He is rung up. And Tyler Miller has really started to settle into his own. He has at least a strikeout in each of the last 5 innings and has 2 strikeouts or more in 4 of those 5. He strikes out the side, evading a hit batsman right out of the gate. On to the 8th inning here in Flat Rock, and the Monarchs trail it 3-2. You're listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Andrew Dyke, the new right fielder for the Monarchs, who will replace Keegan Watson as the top of the 8th inning is set to begin. Lima in the lead by a score of 3-2. That's a familiar score, isn't it? Kevin Peel here with you, bringing you all the action. Evan Floor out for inning number 2. First pitch swinging, pop up by Michael Diffley to center, going out and making a backhanded grab. An impressive catch was Will Prater. Didn't have to dive for it, but made the backhanded grab and then fell down after making the catch, robbing Michael Diffley of a bloop single to center field. Well done. Michael Diffley now 1 for 4 with a single way back in the first. Here's Cade Beloso. 1 out, top of the 8th. Beloso with a single, a walk, and a flyout. Strike 1 called from Evan Floor. Monarchs have actually been no hit offensively since their 2-run third. 0-1. And a slider over the outside corner, strike 2. Floor trying to settle down from that 16-pitch 7th inning in which 2 runs came in against him. Both unearned, I believe. 0-2, and Beloso can't contact the curveball inside. Strike 3. And Floor has 3 punch-outs already through an inning and 2/3. 2 quick outs in the 8th. I'll leave it up to Brad Croy. RBI knock in the first brought in Lima's first run. Flyout and a strikeout since. 3-2 Lima here in the 8th. Pitch to Croy. Fastball down, ball 1. Jonathan Fincher, a no decision tonight. After 6 great innings on the mound, left with an opportunity to get the win. 1-0, a chopper, just foul. It bounced just to the left of the chalk. level with the third base bag. 1-1 count on Brad Croy. Croy, an upcoming senior at BG. A rough year for the Falcons on the diamond. 1-1. Misses down below the zone, 2-1. In fact, Jordan Nwogu reminisced on what was a very tough series for Bowling Green. Played not too far from here in Ann Arbor. Michigan sweeping that set. 2-1 slider, and Croy could not hold up. Goes down to a knee trying to get that baseball. Deuces wild here in the top of the 8th. Floor's pitch. Well outside. Full count on Croy. First full count for Evan Floor. Here's the pitch, and Croy goes down on strikes. He swings and misses. Floor with 4 punch-outs, and he twirls a scoreless top of the 8th inning. Just 10 pitches thrown. Middle of the 8th, Monarchs looking for a rally. They're down 3-2. You're listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball. Alex Lambo will lead off the 8th against a new Lima hurler. It's Jake Meyer, a right-handed pitcher, relieving Tyler Miller. Number 15 comes home with his first pitch. Lambo lines one to left, a base hit. Just the start the Monarchs needed. That is their first hit since the 3rd inning. Monarchs have now 5 hits in the game, first since the 3rd. Comes at a good time. Monarchs down 3-2. Evan Floor was able to get through that top of the 8th inning without any problems. Lima scored 1 in the first, 2 in the 7th to take the lead. Monarchs had a 2-1 lead through the middle innings. Robert Bell looks at a ball outside, 1-0. Bell, 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch in the first, the only time he's gotten on base tonight. The numbers pretty simple and straightforward on Jake Meyer this year. For Lima, throw over to first and safe. Meyer, one of the later additions for the Locos, did not pitch for the first time until July 8th, which was 11 days ago. He's one of these arms that Lima has added late in the season. 1-0, fastball high and away, 2-0. They've needed to do so. Monarchs had a large enough roster coming in. They really didn't have to add too much to what was already in place, despite losing a few players. 2-0 from Meyer. Fastball outside corner strike. Meyer, no record, no ERA. Fourth appearance, has thrown 3 prior innings, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 1 hit allowed. Had a walk and faced 5 against the Grand Lake Mariners last Saturday. Throw over to first, check the runner. Back in safely is Alex Lambo. See if he gets the green light. That would be an aggressive move from Merritt, who does like to be aggressive. Lima in the lead, 3-2. Nobody out in the 8th. Swing and a miss. Robert Bell behind an elevated fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jake Meyer, an upcoming sophomore from Georgia Highlands College. 6'1", 180 pounds. Hails from Spencerville, Ohio. He is local to Lima. Town just southwest. Throw over to first. Back in safely is Lambo. Meyer, a big addition. He's faced 5. His first 3 outings. The pitch. Curveball high and away. Full count. And I was trying to look through it in the last half inning. The Monarchs did not have a full count all night long until Evan Floor had that full count with Brad Croy. Last batter of the 8th. Got the strikeout to end the inning. Another throw to check Lambo. They're paying a lot of attention to him. Some pink shades in the sky as well as blue. Lights creeping more and more into effect at Flat Rock Field as we are beyond 9 o'clock. Robert Bell with a pop-up hit foul. Well out of play to the left of home. Still 3-2. Nice crowd checking out the ball game tonight. Monarchs still 6 home games left after tonight. 1 tomorrow. 2 on the road this weekend in Saginaw. Then Tuesday through Saturday, they are here next week. Another throw to first. Close play, but back in safely is Lambo. It's the 4th time I think Meyer's thrown over there. Another payoff. Outside ball 4. Trying to work that outside corner, which Larry Bailaraki has given many times here tonight, but he takes away that time. Lambo to second, and Robert Bell is at first, which means the go-ahead run is on the base paths, and here comes Casey Slattery, who is not more hungry to have a big hit right now than Casey Slattery. He'll pinch hit for Jake Goudreau, who struck out twice tonight and flew out once. Quick mound visit from the pitching coach just to have a word with Jake Meyer. And the Monarchs will take on the Grand Lake Mariners Tuesday, Wednesday, both 7:05 starts. Also 7:05 starts next Thursday and Friday against the Muskegon Clippers. And Saturday, a 7:05 start against the Galleon Graders. Make sure to check out your Lake Erie Monarchs before the season comes to an end. Boy, it's flown, hasn't it? Next Sunday, just 10 days away now from the finale in the regular season. Monarchs hoping for some postseason play. But I'll tell you what, with the way this game has gone, and a game the Monarchs really should be in the lead, if it wasn't for a huge miscue, they would at least at worst be tied here. Now Meyer will step off and force Lambo back towards second base. I feel the Monarchs really need to win this game to find their way into the postseason. Slattery hitting .128, no homers, 4 RBIs. Looking for a big hit. Fastball off the outside corner, ball 1. Again, Meyer trying to paint that outside edge. That was too far out. Slattery, a left-handed batter from California. UC Berkeley. 1-0. Outside again. Two-seamer missing the mark was Meyer. 2-0. Casey O'Loughlin, another left-handed bat in the on-deck circle. Gaudreau got the start at first base tonight before Slattery pinch hit for him here. 2-0, high and away. Meyer doesn't seem to be releasing correctly. 3-0. They set up inside, and he missed high and away. Patience key here for Slattery. May want to make him throw 2 strikes before you swing. Interesting to see if he gets the green light. With the Monarchs down a run in the 8th. 3-2. He will not get the green light. He will watch strike 1 go over the outside corner of the plate, knee high. 3-1, nobody out in the 8th. 2 men on. Lambeau at second, Bell at first. Meyer comes set. And the pitch. Got another one, strike 2, just below the belt. And that's exactly what Slattery did, make him throw 2, and now he'll have to try and throw another. Do you go bold here if you're Meyer and go with the waist pitch, or do you come right at him? Meyer lowers the glove to his chest, 3-2, off the end of the bat towards left. Should be routine for Croy, he waits on it. Out number 1. Lambeau back to second, Bell at first. That changes the complexion of this inning. A ground ball can now get the Locos out of trouble. 3-2 Lima. First 2 games of the season were 3-2 final scores. Monarchs hoping that doesn't happen tonight. They would be on the losing end. Casey O'Loughlin, 1 for 3 with a single, a strikeout, and a pop-out this evening. Jake Meyer throws. Curveball, it stays high and away, ball 1. Well, outside again, and Meyer falling behind 2-0. He's fallen behind the last 3 hitters now, making himself work hard. 2-0. Fastball, that was away, but just a little popper. Makes it 2 balls and a strike. Down the first baseline. O'Loughlin waving the bat ever so gently over his left shoulder. 2-1. Jammed him, foul ball, heading back towards diamond number 4. Goes right into the middle of the infield in the middle of a game. Level count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the 8th, 3-2 Locos. Lambeau with good speed at second. Single to the outfield. Bradley Merritt's going to probably try and send him. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Over the top of a curveball, strike 3. Another big out for Meyer. A single and a walk to start the inning, but a fly out and a strikeout since. And now the inning's in the hands of Griffin Mazer. Mazer looking for his first hit. Fly out, ground out, strikeout tonight. Locos by 1 in the 8th. Flag lying still on the flagpole out behind center field. And Mazer almost hits him in the head. He's able to get away from the pitch. A wild pitch will move both the runners up. Second wild pitch of the game for the Lima Locos pitching staff. Tyler Miller had one as well. Another one of those. We have a tie game. But Griffin Mazer is more thinking about a single, which could score 2. Now a quick visit Trying to calm down Meyer, who's been so crafty at getting these last 2 outs. Brad Marin having a conversation with Alex Lambo to keep him engaged with what's going on. Georgia Highlands College pitcher against the UC Irvine Anteater. 1-0. Curveball grooved in for strike 1 at the knees. Outside corner, unhittable pitch for Mazer. 1-1. Tension building here in Flat Rock. Myers look towards second. 1-1 is wasted back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was a hanger, but it stayed fairly inside on Mazer. Wasn't able to pull the hands in enough to do anything with it. A pitch away from getting out of this jam is Jake Meyer. 1-2. Mazer able to stay back enough on a slider to foul it off. Another foul ball. Still 1-2. Mazer seems to have that slide piece measured. Now the hand of Meyer, who was not with the team when these teams met for the first time. 1-2, fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is the inning. 2 strikeouts for Meyer consecutively gets him out of a huge jam. The Monarchs get a hit, a walk, but they strand 2 and do not score. To the 9th, and the Lima Locos are holding on to a 3-2 lead. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Jake Meyer gets his team out of a big jam in the bottom of the 8th to keep this game 3-2. Lima, as the top of the 9th is upon us here in Flat Rock. Tyler Simon, Justin Wiley, Daniel Sears will bat against Evan Floor, who's out for his 3rd inning of work. And now Simon lifts a fly ball to shallow left near the line. Looking up for it, it'll drop foul. Was it fair or foul? It was a fair ball. Not caught. That's what the ruling was from the home plate umpire. Larry Bailaraki, and Tyler Simon's in with a bloop double. His night started off rough with 2 double play balls that he hit into. But now he has flown the ball to left the last 2 times, and that one finds its way down to the ground. Lima looking to add on in a close game, 3-2. Pitch outside, ball 1 to Justin Wiley. First plate appearance of the night for Justin Wiley. Wiley from Alabama, Birmingham. 1-0 outside, and Floor misfiring 2-0. Wiley appearing in his 17th game of the season. A single RBI, hitting .233, 4 runs scored. Slightly open stance for the Blazer. 2-0. And a big cut behind a fastball. 2 balls and a strike. Good teams find ways to pull victories out of the fire, and the Locos so far have found a way to get out in front in this ball game. 2-1. Inside corner strike. Wiley backed off the plate, but he's jamming it too. 2-2. Lima doubling up the Monarchs in hits. 10-5. The pitch. And Wiley chases strike 3. And they'll throw down just for formality. Now that's going to allow the runner to move up to third. And I think Mazer threw down just because he thought he had to, but in the process, Tyler Simon has enough speed to take off, and he does, to get to third. So Wiley essentially bunted a man over. Now you pull the infield in with 1 out in the 9th, 3-2 Lima. Here's Daniel Sears, swing and a miss. Infield single for Sears, otherwise 2 strikeouts. Evan Floor trying to keep this game right where it's at. 3-2. 0-1. And a fly ball hit towards center. This could get the job done. O'Loughlin coasting over. It drops in for a hit, and Lima's going to add on to their lead. Daniel Sears with an RBI single, driving in his 17th run of the season. Lima has itself a 4-2 advantage here in the 9th. Good piece of hitting. Put it into the right spot. O'Loughlin couldn't track it down. And that's the second run to come across against Evan Floor. Tough one for the Monarchs to give up there. Just 1 out in the inning. Here's Malik Spratling. Ground ball hit to the right side. It will be stopped by Prater. He has just 1 play to first. Got his man. Spratling now 1 for 2 with a single, a ground out, and a run scored. Up to second in the process goes Daniel Sears. The ground ball took him away from trying to make a double play gander. So now Jackson Shirley, man who put the ball in play to help put this Lima team in the lead. Shirley looks at strike 1. Shirley with 2 singles and a strikeout on the 9-hole today, including an RBI. Floor's pitch. Fly ball ripped deep towards left center field. Both going back as O'Loughlin and Schwarzenberger. It hops up against the fence. So we'll be able to bring in another run as Jackson Shirley nails one into the alleyway. And Lima Locos finding a way here to make big plays as Shirley picks up his 11th run batted into the season. And it's 5-2 here in the 9th. You can kind of feel the air escaping out of this place as the Monarchs may have let one slip away here tonight. A big one. 5-2 now in the 9th. 12th hit of the game. And a ground ball, scorched foul by Anthony Amicangelo, who's 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts and 2 groundouts tonight. I think having to jump over the top of that one was Diffley to avoid getting hit by the baseball. 3 hits in the inning now against Floor. A 1 curveball down low, a ball and a strike. Well, you look back at it, too, and the Monarchs, they did have that lead. They did have Jonathan Fincher out and pitching so well, but no hit for a 3+ inning stretch. And a foul ball hit on a line by Amicangelo well into diamond number 2 down the right side. A ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs in the 9th, 2 runs in, 5-2 Lima. But that was an opportunity for Tyler Miller to keep his team in the ball game, and that's exactly what he did, throwing up zeros. 1-2 bounces off of Floor high into the air behind the mound, and that'll be another single as Lambo will get to it, but it's too late. No play at first. Anthony Amicangelo on for the first time tonight. Up to third goes Shirley. And Lima's really looking to put this one away now.
29, Michael Diffley, number 29.
So here comes Michael Diffley. 1 for 4 with a single way back in the first for Diffley. Locos lead it 5-2 here in the ninth. Put up 4 runs over the last 2 2/3 innings to take this lead from the Monarchs. Diffley will bat on the right side against the lefty Floor, who comes home. Fastball outside corner, strike 1. Diffley led off that 8th inning with a pop out. One of the 3 times he's been put out today. Lights in full effect here in Flat Rock. 0-1, runner takes off for second, swing and a miss. Mazer bluffs a throw. And it'll be a stolen base for Amicangelo, who's now 5 for 8 this year in stolen base drives. 0-2 on Diffley. Lima with 2 men in scoring position. Curveball stayed up and away. 1-2 as Floor couldn't finish off Diffley. So the 2 runs that came in the 7th, well, one of them for sure unearned due to the error in right field. 1-2 bounces in to the left-handed batter's box. Nice block by Griffin Mazer. Level count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the 9th. Top half of it, 5-2 Lima. 2 runs in for the Locos. Floor from the stretch position. Throws. High pop-up. Center of the diamond near second. Lambo will circle around, make the catch to the left of the second base bag. And that will do it here in the top of the 9th. But 2 huge insurance runs come in to score. 4 hits in all for the Lima Locos, and they'll leave 2 men in scoring position. Last of the 9th coming up. Monarchs down 5-2. You are listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on monarchsradio.com. Monarchs will have to deal with all-star Jordan Marks, who is out to work. Fastball high and in, ball 1. Lima 5, Lake Erie 2. Bottom of the ninth, Andrew Dyke, Zach Schwarzenberger, Caleb Balgard will bat. 1-0 stays high, 2 balls and no strikes. Andrew Dyke came into the field for Keegan Watson in the 8th inning, and so this is his first at bat. Dyke hitting .250 with 3 homers and 10 RBIs. Pitch outside, 3-0 count. Jordan Marks threw a 1-2-3 inning in the All-Star game, a 3-2 loss for the North on Tuesday. This is his first appearance since, and he fires high, ball 4. Marks is on to try and make his second save of the season and seal win number 3 for Tyler Miller. But he made the climb a little bit harder for himself. That's going to bring up Zach Schwarzenberger. 0 for 3 is Schwarzenberger with 2 air outs and a strikeout tonight. We'll see how aggressive Dyke is. Fastball over the outside corner. Strike 1. And it's 0-1. The numbers for Jordan Marks have been impressive this year for Lima. 2-2 record. 3.85 ERA. Blows another fastball by Schwarzenberger, who was down 2 strikes in the count. 10th appearance for Marks. He also has started a game, has 1 prior save. 0-2, rung him up, strike 3. Schwarzenberger thought it was high and in. And that will do it for Schwarzenberger, who is not happy as he goes back to the third base dugout. 1 out. Bottom of the ninth, Monarchs trying to get some sort of big comeback here, down 5-2. I'll bring up Balgard, who has singled, walked, popped out, and struck out tonight. Ball inside. 1-0. Balgard's single came way back in the first, and he would not come in to score. Monarchs got their only 2 runs in the third tonight. 1-0. And Balgard with a liner towards right. It's diving down in front of Jackson Shirley for a base hit. Second hit of the night for Caleb Balgard, who does the job to get on base. Up to second goes Dyke. Still only 1 out in the ninth. 5-2 game, and that brings up Will Prater. Well, you never know now. Prater can find his way on, load the bases. You bring the winning run to the plate in the form of Alex Lambo, who has hit a few long balls this year, including a grand slam. Jordan Marks trying to calm himself. And a 2-seamer high and away, ball 1. Marks is 6'2", 190 pounds from Sarnia, Ontario. Up I-94. Well, you go 75 to 94 from here to Port Huron. Pitch outside for a ball, throw down to first to check the base runner, Balgard. And he's back in safely, 2-0 count. And Sarnia is right across the border from Port Huron, Michigan. Upcoming sophomore at South Carolina Upstate is Jordan Marks. 2-0 to Prater. Hard liner heading well foul out of play into diamond number 4. Again, busy with a game tonight. Youth baseball. 2-1 on Prater. 5-2 Locos lead, bottom of the ninth. 1 out. Men at first and second. 2-1 to Prater. And another liner heading in the exact same spot. Look out below. They're going to start paying a ton of attention to this game real soon. Will Prater from Western Carolina. 2-2, a liner towards center, and that will drop for a base hit. Got over the head of Wiley. Dyke's going to stop at third. He had to wait to see if the ball was going to get down. And here we go. Monarchs have the bases loaded with just 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth against all-star Jordan Marks. So the tension builds as the middle of the order comes to the plate, and it's Alex Lambo. A walk and 2 consecutive singles in the inning. 7 hits now for Lake Erie. And Jared Gaynor who has the bullpen up and churning down the first base side. We'll see if he feels the need to make a move to pull Monarchs. Monarchs allowed 5 of his earned runs that came early in the season. Through his first 12 innings, he allowed 5 earned runs. But since then, has allowed just 3 earned runs in his last 6 2/3. His last appearance came against the Cincinnati Steam in a 7-3 win. He got the win throwing 2 1/3 innings, walking 2, not allowing a hit, not allowing a run. Faced 8 batters, struck out 4. But boy, he has a pressure cooker of a situation right now with Alex Lambo at the dish. Lambo on base 3 times tonight, 2 singles, grounded into a fielder's choice in the first, struck out in the 5th. Swings, liner to left, that's down and hooking towards the corner. 1 runs in, that's Dyke. Balgard's coming to the plate, getting the wave, and coming home is Will Prater. The throw to the plate, the tag, and he's out. Now they throw down to second, and Lambo's out there, and that's going to end the ball game as Lima will win it 5-4. Oh, goodness. A double play after it looked like the Monarchs were going to, at worst there, after Prater was tagged out, that maybe they would at least have the tying run still at third, and instead the Lima Locos will get out of here by the skin of their teeth with a 5-4 victory here tonight. Wow, what a thrilling finish. As Monarchs allows 2, but that's the ball game. 5-4, the final. Maybe Brad Merritt, the third base coach, outdid himself a little bit too much there, but Alex Lambo swung and hit a hard ball to the corner. It was a 2-run double that allowed both Caleb Balgard and Alex Lambo, or rather, Andrew Dyke to score with ease. But then it was Will Prater who was gunned down at the plate, and then they threw over to third to double off Alex Lambo, and that was the end of the game, and the Lima Locos are able to survive with a 5-4 victory tonight, improving to 21-11, and they at worst will stay in first in the North Division, at least a tie for first place. We'll check quick to see what the St. Clair Green Giants score is, and St. Clair has gone on. Well, they're going to lose most likely to Muskegon tonight 10-2, so it looks like Lima has taken first place away. Sugar Beets come back to beat the Scouts. That is bad news for the Monarchs, who now will fall 4.5 back, and this game could cost them a lot here going forward. So the Monarchs, they lose it tonight by a final of 5-4, and we'll get you some of the quick totals here before we head out tonight. 5 runs on 13 hits, an error for Lima, and they ultimately leave 6 men on base. Monarchs, 4 runs on 9 hits. They commit an error, and they will leave in the process 6, make it 8 men on base here tonight. Monarchs fall to 14-18, Lima to 21-11. The winner is Tyler Miller, who improves that record to 3-1. Jordan Marks going to pick up his second save of the season, albeit not a pretty one to say the least. And the loser tonight is going to be Evan Floor, as he allowed the runs to come in to give them the lead. Floor falls to 2-3 after pitching 3 innings tonight. We'll wrap up the series tomorrow as the Lima Locos will look for another win here to try and sweep the series here and win the season series outright. We appreciate you tuning in to this broadcast tonight on MonarchsRadio.com. Once again, the final score, Lima Locos beat the Lake Erie Monarchs in stunning fashion by a final score of 5-4. I'm Kevin Peel saying good night from Flat Rock, Michigan. You have been listening to Lake Erie Monarchs Baseball on MonarchsRadio.com. Have a good night, everyone.